Yes, people, Arsenal with Ash, and it finishes Arsenal 2, Liverpool 2. What a game. What a game. My voice, I've even lost my voice almost from just screaming and cheering the boys on. And yeah, man, it was a very, very good game. A very good game. I think both teams definitely put their all into that game. And it was quite even, and to be fair with you, probably a fair result. But obviously we wanted the 3 points. Going into the game, there was a lot of animosity, and we weren't sure whether we could, even amongst the fan base, there were a lot of different opinions as to whether we're gonna manage to get anything out of this game. But we're a top team. We are a top team, and yes, we've got loads of injuries, and we had Saliba suspended, but we still managed to put on a performance. And just remind Liverpool that we're not going anywhere. We're here, and this is the level. You understand? So obviously we had the great news before the game with Timber and Saka both starting the game. Obviously it's amazing news, but on the other hand, you're thinking, are we pushing them? Are they actually ready? Is this gonna backfire on us? But yeah, the first 45 minutes, we were unbelievable. We were fantastic. We were so good. Liverpool couldn't handle us. We were so good. Saka, Bukayo Saka. Let me tell you about this boy here, yeah? I've said it before. He is no longer a star boy. He is a superstar. And for him to come back after a few weeks out and just mash up Robertson like that and cause so many problems. They were chopping him down every few minutes. He's just such a dangerous player. So good. And that pass from Ben White over the top was magic. Obviously, we used to seeing Ben White on at right back and being able to link up with Saka. But he said, you know what, I'm in centre back. I'm still going to find you. And it was a wonderful pass over the top of Robertson. A great run from Saka. And the way he drove into that box and then his foot, the quick feet to get it through Robertson's legs, yeah, and nutmeg him. He just put him on his ass and said, you know what, I'm here. And it was a great finish into the near post. Kelleher had no chance. And his celebration said it all. His celebration said it all. He said, this is what I do. This is what I do. I score in the big games. I assist in the big games. I always impact the big games. And this is why people need to put more respect on him. That's why he's giving it all of that. Because people have talked too much and he's here to perform. Stop comparing him to this player and that player. He has been consistent for years now. And it's only KDB and Salah that boast a better or equal record to him in terms of the big games. Put respect on my boy's name, man. Superstar Bukayo. He was fantastic in that first half. Almost unplayable. But yeah, we were so good. So good. The Merino goal was really good as well. I thought Declan Rice looked so good in the number 6, which I've been wanting him to return to. Thomas Partey was really good at right back. Obviously, he had his fault in the goal from losing Van Dijk. But in terms of his performance at right back, he dealt with Luis Diaz. I think it was just one opportunity that Diaz had, and that was in the second half where he nutmegged him and got past him, fair enough. But apart from that, Partey was solid at right back. Timber, obviously, you could tell he was not quite fit and also he's playing against one of the best players that has ever graced the Premier League in Salah, and he knows the danger that he's got. So at times he just looked a bit rusty and a bit nervy, and he tired towards the end. Obviously, I'm hoping he came off just a matter of cramp or something like that. And then obviously in the second half, we've got the Gabriel injury as well. So we started the second half with a bit of we just dropped off a bit, and I'm not too sure why we done that, because when we were playing our game and in the first half opposing ourselves on Liverpool, they couldn't handle us. So I don't know why we switched. I don't know if it was a tactical decision. I don't know if it's because Liverpool stepped it up a gear. Obviously after Gabriel came off, then it was even more understandable in terms of us dropping off, and because our defence was so makeshift. We ended the game with Partey right back, White centre back, Kivior centre back, and Lewis Skelly at left back. That's madness. 5 defenders out or something crazy. So yeah, it was understandable in terms of that, but obviously we really got caught. And I just have to, my guy Martinelli, man, he just terrified of Konate the whole game. Every time Konate came and covered Trent's channel, he just bullied Martinelli, and that's not the first time we've seen that. And obviously that's what led to their second goal. And then came the contentious moment at 2-2 when Kiwior wins a header. Legally, yeah. And I'm looking at the referee, and he's looking like he wants to give it, but he doesn't quite blow his whistle until he can see that Havertz has got in behind the defender and is about to score. It's madness that he's blown his whistle at that moment. Absolute madness. How has he not allowed the play to go on, obviously allow the attacking phase to end, and then you can go to VAR if there's a goal? But for him to blow his whistle, not even immediately, but just when he sees that we're on the attack, it's a madness. And people think that we've got we think it's some mad agenda against us with these referees. But it's so clear that we are refereed in a different way to a lot of other teams. And that's not to say that there's other teams that don't get mad decisions, because we see it every single week. We talk about referees every single week across the Premier League. But these things are madness. How can Luis Diaz, he's delayed the restart, and one time directly in front of the referee, he's kicked the ball away, and it's nothing. Van Dijk kicks out at Havertz twice, no yellow card. It's a madness. And I'm tired of talking about them, man. Like, why are we talking about referees? We're supposed to be talking about how good the game was, this, that, and the other, mistakes or whatever's part of football. But we should not be talking about these referees. But yeah, it's a madness that goal wasn't even checked. It wasn't even allowed to go in and then be checked. But yeah, like I said, in the end, 2-2 is probably a fair result. Liverpool had the better of us in the second half. We were better in the first half. And yeah, we move on, man. Considering the circumstances, it's not the worst point in the world. So yeah, we're not gonna be too mad at that, and we just have to move on now, get our players back, and then go on a run, because it's getting a little bit scary in terms of that title race, with City now 5 points ahead of us, and we've got 2 big away games coming up. But yeah, let me get into the player ratings. David Raya in goal. Obviously conceded 2 goals. Couldn't really do anything about either goal. He was decent playing out from the back at times, a little bit nervy, but yeah, I thought he had a decent game, but he conceded 2 goals. I'll probably give him a 6 out of 10. Nothing too major. Right back Thomas Partey, I thought he was magnificent. So composed on the ball when he was inverting and just taking hold of that ball, driving and taking the pressure off at times, beating the press. Dealt with Luis Diaz pretty much the whole game. Obviously, he had that one blight on his record in terms of the Van Dijk goal. But apart from that, I thought he was really good, and he's getting better and better as the season goes on, and that's great news for us. Hopefully, he stays fit, because it's a miracle at the moment that he's still here. But yeah, I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. I thought he was really good. Ben White, I thought was really good at centre back. He looked so calm and composed. He never looked flustered. Made some vital interceptions at times, and yeah, I thought he had a really good game. And then the assist for Saka was magic. What a brilliant pass that was. So yeah, he gets an 8 out of 10 from me. Gabriel, I'll probably give a 7 out of 10. Obviously, he came off early in the second half. Didn't really do much wrong throughout the game, to be honest. Dealt with the threat of Nunes really well. So yeah, but I can't give him much more than a 7 out of 10. Obviously, he didn't play the whole game. Timber had a tough game out there, but I thought he kept Salah quiet for the most part, to be fair. Obviously, Martinelli helping him out, and especially not being 100% fit against that opponent, I think he done really well. So obviously he had to come off as well. So similarly to Gabriel, I'll probably give him a 7 out of 10. Declan Rice, back in the number 6, and he was brilliant. Brilliant. So good on the ball, winning the ball in dangerous positions. And that assist for Marino was a great cross, yeah? Bend it like Dex. What a cross. What a cross. So yeah, he was really good, and I want to see more of him in the 6. It's difficult though, because obviously Partey is playing really well as well. But yeah, I thought he was really good. He gets an 8 out of 10 from me. Mikel Merino. He started off a little bit sloppy. There was that moment when he didn't he missed his touch, and it went to Salah, and Salah has a shot on goal that could have been a mad moment. but then he grew into the game, winning his duels, looking tidy on the ball as well, finding Martinelli and linking up with him well on that side. And then he gets his goal, his first goal for the Arsenal. And you can see how much it meant to him. And it was a great header, And they tried their best to rule that one out, you know. Let me not even talk about them anymore. But yeah, really happy with his performance. I'll probably give him a 7.5 out of 10. Martinelli, he was dangerous, but like I said earlier, just terrified of Konate. And every time he got the chance to get at Trent, he'd get past Trent and then he'd see Konate and he'd freeze. It's like, come on, man. You've got, if you're not able to, you can't just be running like a headless chicken at guys. You've got to slow it down, be a bit more intelligent with your movement, with your touches, especially with a guy that's bigger and stronger than you. You have to use that. And that's not what he's done. And he's been guilty of that in the past. So yeah, I think he needs to learn from that. But for me, probably give him a 6.5 out of 10. I don't think he was great. Trossard, I thought he was okay. He was decent. He linked up well when he picked it up in like the false 9 position. He was kind of playing, linked up well with the likes of Martinelli and Saka, getting it out to the wing. Because in the first half especially, we were so dangerous down the wide areas. And we had to just get it out to them quickly. And Trossard done that a few times. Pressed really well as well. But yeah, he done alright. Didn't really do too much, but he done okay. So I'll give him a 7 out of 10. Kai Havertz had a decent game. Didn't really affect the game too much. Worked really hard as always, and was called making himself a bit of a nuisance for the likes of Van Dijk and Konate. He played in more of a different role where he was shifting out to the right a lot and linking up with Saka, which was a good tactical tweak from Mikel. Brought Van Dijk out of position for the Saka goal, so that was really impressive. But he missed a big chance when we had that call from where we thought Martinelli might get a penalty, and it fell to him. If he puts that in the back of the net, I don't think it's going to be ruled out. And that was a big chance. Should have scored that. But yeah, I'll probably give him a 7 out of 10. And then the superstar. I've said enough about him. Bukayo Saka, first game back, does that, mashes up Robertson and gets him taken off early. Brilliant performance from him. He gets a 9 out of 10 and man of the match. Excellent. And he's just a superstar. Onto the subs. Obviously, we had Kivior come on. Done okay, to be fair. Rather him at centre-back than left-back, but he's just not it for me, man. He's just really not it for me. Obviously, the goal comes from down his side as well, the second goal. But yeah, he done okay. So I'll probably give him a 6 out of 10. Lewis Skelly, done okay in the circumstances. Obviously, he was a little bit naive with Salah's movement, especially for their goal. But I think he was really composed on the ball. You can tell that he's a cultured footballer and he knows what he's doing. He's really good at finding the little pockets. He's tenacious and he can drive forward with the ball. So yeah, I thought if we had a decent little cameo, I'll give him a 6.5 out of 10. Who else came on? We had Ethan and we had Jesus came on pretty much same time, I think. Had a decent impact, both of them, to be fair. Decent impact. I do like Jesus on the right hand side, you know. So I think in terms of if Saka's ever out or we need to rotate or anything, I'm happy with Jesus to play on that right hand side. But yeah, I thought they both had decent cameos. Didn't really affect the game too much, but yeah, had some decent moments. So I'll probably give them both a 6.5 out of 10. But yeah, all in all, we take it and we move. But we need to start picking up some wins and on some consistent wins as well off the back of one another and go on a decent run so that we can make sure by the end of the calendar year we're well within that title race. But yeah, we need the players back, man. Odegaard is coming back on the grass this week, I'm hearing. Calafiori's not going to be out for too long. Hopefully Timber and Gabriel will both be alright. But yeah, good performance from the boys. A courageous attempt at a performance and trying to get a win. And yeah, we move on. But let me know your thoughts, your comments. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And yeah, I'll see you for another midweek game against Preston in the Carabao Cup, and hopefully we can make it through to the quarterfinals. Take care.